Oi girls and boys and everything in between, it's Ace Trinity and back with another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between those Pokemon and we try and work out which one is the best. And so that we can see these Pokemon in action, we also have a Metronome Battle between the different Pokemon involved. If you're a fan of the Form Fight series and you're ready for more, hit the like button to show your appreciation for the series, and of course, subscribe if you're new so you don't miss another episode. But with all that out of the way, let's have a look at who we're checking out today. Today we're going to be checking out the two forms of Thundurus, Incarnate and Therian. Now Thundurus is normally found in its Incarnate form, but of course using the reveal glass on it will transform Thundurus into its Therian form. But what makes these two forms so different? Let's take a look. The Pokédex tells us that Incarnate Thundurus stands at 1.5 meters tall and weighs 61 kilograms. Therian Thundurus, on the other hand, stands at 3 meters tall, but also weighs 61 kilograms. These two Pokemon forms share a Pokédex entry which tells us the spikes on its tail discharge immense bolts of lightning. It flies around the Unova region firing off lightning bolts. As it flies around, it shoots lightning all over the place and causes forest fires. It is therefore disliked. In terms of appearance, these two Pokemon share the same basic colour scheme and face design, but with drastically different body styles, with Incarnate form looking more like a genie from a magic lamp, and Therian form looking more, well, Therian, more animalistic. In their shiny forms, both forms of Thundurus turn a deeper shade of blue, with their purple features becoming a lot more vibrant. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. This section is going to be pretty quick since both these Pokemon forms are dual type electric and flying Pokemon, making both of them weak to rock and ice, and resistant to fighting, flying, bug, steel, and grass type attacks, with complete immunity to ground type moves. Now we're going to take a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon. Incarnate Thundurus is a fast Pokemon with average bulk and a great attack and special attack stat, giving plenty of punch to go alongside that decent speed. Ability-wise, its primary ability is Prankster, which gives priority to non-damaging moves used by Thundurus, allowing it to sneak in quickly with a Thunder Wave or a Nasty Plot before your opponent can even make a move. Its hidden ability is Defiant, which increases Thundurus' attack by 2 stages each time one of its stats is lowered. This is a great ability for those running a physical Thundurus, especially if you're starting a battle out against an Intimidate Pokemon, who will reduce Thundurus' attack to -1, only for Defiant to raise it to +1 right off the mark. As for Therian Thundurus, its stats are very similar to the Incarnate form, except it loses 10 base attack and 10 base speed in favour of increasing its already impressive special attack. Therian Thundurus only gets one ability, which is Volt Absorb, which restores 1/4 of Thundurus' HP when it's hit by an electric type move. This is a nice ability for disrupting an opponent's strategy and allowing Thundurus to survive just that little bit longer in battle. Now it's time for me to decide which of these Pokemon forms I prefer, and honestly, it's dead easy. I'm going to go with Therian, because I just don't like the genie look. I really don't appreciate Pokemon that look too human-like, that literally look like instead of capturing a Pokemon or a monster, I've caught another person and I'm then using another person to battle. It just makes me feel weird and uncomfortable. It's just really creepy. So I don't like the genie form, so I would never ever use it in a million years. I mean, I also think that Therian form has the better stats because it hits that little bit harder with its higher special attack, and I'm all about hitting harder and defending later. The only real downside to Therian form is that it only has access to one ability, and it's arguably not the greatest of abilities, as handy as it can be, but I'm still going with Therian. Incarnate form, just go away, you're just really, really creepy. But of course, it's not just up to me, it's also up to you guys to decide which of these Pokemon forms is your favourite, and of course, before you do that, we're going to have a little bit of fun, we're going to check these Pokemon out on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Before we start, of course, I will remind you, as always, these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they each have their hidden abilities, and of course their typing is the same for all these Pokemon. The only advantage or disadvantage really comes from their base stats. Everything else is at the mercy of the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, this is the battle to make Thor proud, the god of thunder. We have Thundurus Incarnate versus Therian. Let's see how these legendary Pokemon battle it out. We see the faster Incarnate team start things off. The shiny goes for Trop Kick on regular Therian. Not very effective, but is going to reduce Therian's attack from the get-go. Here we see regular Incarnate form going for Gear Grind. Who's it going to be on? It's on the regular Therian. Significant damage already done. Not very effective damage, but still significant damage done to Therian form, regular Therian form, already in this battle. How will the Therian team respond? Here we see Shiny Therian go for Dig. What a waste of a move. Dig is not going to affect any of the Pokemon in this battle, and you're just leaving your partner Pokemon exposed on the battlefield on its own as it goes for Cross Chop onto the regular Incarnate Thundurus, who of course eats up that not very effective damage. Here we see Incarnate form taking their second round. We have Metal Burst, of course it fails. Regular Incarnate, what have you got in store for the Therian team right now? Acupressure, gonna raise some of those stats right there. Look at that stat boost. Sharp raise in accuracy. Here we see the Therian responding with Pluck. Again, not very effective on the electric types, but it's still damage nonetheless. There's the Dig, not affecting Incarnate form, of course, because ground type moves are completely ineffective against flying type Pokemon. Regular Incarnate goes for Sludge Bomb for a decent amount of damage as well. How will Shiny Incarnate respond? Metal Claw. Again, a lot of not very effective moves here, but still the Therian team is taking a little bit of a beating so far. They really need to pull their fingers out and start doing some significant damage. String Shot was a very bad idea against these two defiant Pokemon. We see the speed harshly fall, which may give the Therian team the edge on the speed, but now you have two Incarnate Thunduruses at +2 attack already in this battle. Things are not looking good for the Therian team. They need to take advantage of this new speed advantage. Here's a Moonblast from Shiny Therian onto Shiny Incarnate for a decent amount of damage, almost getting it down to half HP, but not quite enough. Of course, the speed is now in favor of the Therian team, so Shiny Therian gets to move again, but uses Fairy Lock, which is very pretty to look at, but is a complete waste of a turn. Here we see regular Therian coming out with Focus Energy, wants to go for some critical hits, wants to go for significant damage if possible, because you need to eliminate these incarnate forms before they start using physical attacks. Here we see Multi-Attack, which is a physical attack, as I was talking about before, and the +2 attack, oh my word, +2 Multi-Attack just takes out regular Therian. It's all down to Shiny Therian here. Is Shiny Therian going to be able to do this? Here we see a Sandstorm coming out. That's going to be damaging to Therian Thundurus every turn here, but also to both Incarnate forms. So we're going to see a lot of Sandstorm damage. Is this the edge that Therian form needs? I'm not so sure, because it's going to take chip damage and it has to worry about the physical attacks of the Incarnate team. Here we see Therian, I can just say Therian at this point because there's only one of them, with a Ring Out. Decent damage to Shiny Incarnate there. How's the Incarnate team going to answer to this? A physical attack from the Incarnate team is going to end everything. We see a Wish. Shiny Incarnate thinks that this is going to go a few more turns and wants to restore its HP. Here we see regular Incarnate switching up the weather with Hail. So now instead of everybody receiving Sandstorm damage every turn, they're going to receive Hail damage. Why not? Let's have a different kind of weather. Why not, guys? Therian is buffeted. Everyone's going to be buffeted now. Can Therian hang on to the end? I'm just not so sure. I don't want to count it out yet because it still has decent HP though, but the +2 attack. Here we see X's are not very effective. You need to bust out some better moves than that. That may have knocked out the Shiny Incarnate form, but it went for the regular form instead. Shiny Incarnate, Speak of the Devil, is going for Growl, going to reduce the attack stat of Therian, really restricting what it can do here unless it gets some critical hits. Regular Incarnate goes for Acupressure once again, going to increase, its accuracy again, or its attack? Its attack has Roshopped, it's at +4 attack, this is terrifying. The regular Incarnate is at +4 attack. Your best bet at this point, Therian, is to target, there's the Wish! For Shiny Incarnate, you need to target the regular Incarnate form, otherwise you're not going to live through this battle with it having +4 attack. Hyper Voice is going to hit both these Pokemon. That's significant damage. Therian may well have turned the tide at this point. That's incredible. Here we see Defend Order coming out from Shiny Incarnate, raising that defense because it's got very little HP left and the special defense. Here we see regular Incarnate. What's it going to do? Remember, an attack from this Pokemon could be devastating. We see Miracle Eye, which is completely useless in this kind of battle when no dark types are present. Here we see everyone getting buffeted by the Hail. Therian Thundurus really needs to pull something out of the bag. Incarnate form, regular Incarnate form is only at 11 HP. One good hit could take it down. We see Reversal coming out. It's not going to be very effective, but it's enough to take down regular Incarnate with that +4 attack. That threat is off the field, but you still have Shiny Incarnate who has +2 attack. Watch out for those physical hits. Switches up the weather once again with Rain Dance. What is happening here? These guys live in the clouds and they love the weather. What can we say? My word. So the rain is present. No one's taking buffet damage each turn anymore, though. Here we see Therian. What's it going to go for? Going to go for Pound. That's not quite as strong an attack as you'd like. Going for only 10 damage. How will Incarnate respond? Screech. Going to lower the defense 2 stages of Therian Thundurus. So basically, any attack that Incarnate does now, any physical attack, is effectively +4 at this point. My word. This is terrifying. Therian, what have you got in the bag? Goes for Dragon Dance, raising its speed and its attack, but that's not really what you want to be doing right now. You want to be attacking. You have to attack at this point. Oh my word. Incarnate, what are you going to do? Goes for Roleplay, going to swap abilities, going to swap out that Defiant for Volt Absorb. I mean, by all means, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening at this point. I don't know what these Pokemon are thinking with these attacks. Therian, what have you got in the bag here? Twin Needle, not very effective. Could it be enough to knock it? Oh, wow. It did a total of 10 damage over 2 hits. My word. And didn't even get the poison chance that Twin Needle has. Incarnate form goes for Wild Charge, but Volt Absorb. Oh my goodness. That's going to heal a quarter of Therian's HP. That's incredible. What a play. Therian, what are you going to do to capitalize? You've got so much HP now. Goes for Bide, but you can't afford to take any physical hits. You're just going to be standing there like a sitting duck for the rest of this battle. If you're not careful, Dragon Breath, it's a special move. You got lucky there, Therian. Not enough to take down Therian form. If that would have been a physical attack, it would have been over. You've got to imagine. Therian form still storing energy for that Bide. But Incarnate can't take another hit. Incarnate has to finish this battle this turn right now. Goes for Horn Drill, and it's avoided. That means Therian's going to unleash that energy and take the battle. My word, how did Therian claw that back? Down goes Incarnate Thundurus, and here is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Therian form Thundurus. My goodness, I can't believe it pulled that one out of the bag. That was an incredible showdown. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now which one of these 2 Pokemon forms is your favourite? Let me know in the comments below, and of course explain to everybody why your pick is the best of the Bolt-Strike Pokemon. Of course, follow me on Twitter for all my latest updates, and come and hang out in one of my Twitch live streams. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so via Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from me. But until next time, I'm Ace Trinilium, keep on training.